It's time to get some film recommendations. James Luxford is our movie critic from Stratford-upon-Avon. Gives us their good recommendation, bad, something to avoid, and on-demand choices for a weekend of movie watching across Coventry and Warwickshire. Morning again, James.
Good morning.
Do we have you in a Commonwealth mood this morning?
Absolutely. I went there to Birmingham last weekend, and it was all getting revved up. The mascot was there all over the place, and the bright colours of the logo. Really exciting time.
They've made it really colourful, haven't they? They've used sort of everything in the rainbow, almost in the spectrum, to sort of, cover the city, all the various squares and plazas. And I was on top of the Central Library last Saturday and just looking out over all the different, hoardings they've got over all the buildings there. They've dressed the city up, haven't they, almost, for this?
That's what a major sporting event brings to a city, I believe, and not just the great athleticism on display, but also a sense of celebration around the city and around the surrounding area. Of course, the torch passed through Coventry, Stratford, all over Warwickshire, and it's just very exciting to watch and see unfold.
Good stuff. And I was in Warwick yesterday. They were moving all the trees around to make way for a bit of artificial green turf there, and a green screen being installed into the market square in Warwick to show all the events on. So we're definitely gearing up for it. Right, movies, James. A good, a bad, and on demand. Let's start with the good, shall we? Something that you recommend for us.
My good this week is Joyride in cinemas Friday. Olivia Colman stars in an Irish comedy about a new mother and a 12-year-old boy who accidentally find themselves on the run together.
Who are you? I've a plane to catch.
You're going to come with me and help look after the baby. In return, I won't press charges.
How is she there?
She's fine.
Well, how do you know if you won't check?
Because she's giving me a little thumbs up.
It's Olivia Colman. It's got to be good. But as we saw with Kenneth Branagh's Belfast, it was the kids who stole the scene. Does this happen this time?
I think so. That of course, Olivia Colman is absolutely spectacular, but young Charlie Reid, who you just heard there, is just as good. It's one of those movies where it's sort of mainly set in one place, which is the car they're travelling in. But I think two great actors, no matter the setting, make it watchable. A little bit strange to hear Olivia Colman, who, for my money, is probably the most English of actresses, who literally played the Queen, with an Irish accent. But she's just brilliant. The movie isn't anything new in terms of story, but it's fun to follow Colman and Reid as they sort of tear across Ireland, bickering mostly along the way. Definitely worth checking out.
Good stuff. And yes, when someone tries out the Irish accent, you're always a little bit, which way could this go? Because you don't want it to sort of end up as Paddy Wackery, do you really? And hopefully she's, it certainly sounds like she's done it respectfully. Joyride in cinemas as from tomorrow across Coventry and Warwickshire. That's the good. What's the bad?
My bad this week is DC League of Super Pets in cinemas Friday. It's an animated comedy about superpowered pets who step in to save the day when the Justice League are kidnapped.
I have an owner, and he's Superman. My dog's the best, but he's not the greatest with other animals.
What is new with you, fellow normal dog?
I bit the FedEx guy the other day.
Who was he working for? General Zod? The Legion of Doom?
FedEx.
Of course. The Federation of X's. Not to be trusted.
Okay. This is your bad, James. So I'm guessing for several reasons it doesn't work.
Yeah, I didn't particularly get on with it. I think even for a kids' film, this feels like a bit of a cynical cash-in, a chance to put famous voices to recognisable roles. We've got Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart, Keanu Reeves, They're all, it's very nice to hear them, but I think you can't save a bad story. And this, to me, feels a little bit derivative of things like The Secret Life of Pets and, of course, the many other superhero movies that are out at the moment. I just thought it wasn't that interesting, quite forgettable. Maybe if you've got very young kids, this will be diverting, but not for me.
Yeah, and obviously brought out, you'd think, to cash in on the summer holidays market, but nevertheless, moving on to something that you picked for us, which is On Demand, something on our streaming services we can get at home. What have you gone for here?
My On Demand this week is Minority Report on All 4 Now, a Steven Spielberg film starring Tom Cruise as a detective framed in the future at a time where crimes are stopped before they happen.
Okay, Jad, what's coming?
Double homicide, 1 male, 1 female. Killer's male, white, 40s.
Set up a perimeter and tell him we're en route. I'm placing you under arrest for the future murder of Sarah Marks. Give the man his hand.
The future can be seen.
All we have to run on are the images that they produce.
We see what they see.
There hasn't been a murder in 6 years. There's nothing wrong with the system. It is perfect. I agree.
I remember when this came out, received an awful lot of attention for being very futuristic. How's it look now in contemporary times?
Yep, still incredible. As you say, sometimes sci-fi movies can look a little bit dated, but this actually employed, I believe the term is futurologists at the time, to look at what the world might look like in the time of the movie. And even 20 years on, it's funny to see sort of little things like targeted advertising and, of course, the famous touchscreen technology, to an extent, has been made quite commonplace now. And so that's, I think, the sign of an incredible movie, certainly one of Tom Cruise's best, and I think one of Steven Spielberg's best. Great sci-fi, great action, so much fun to watch, and a real intriguing thriller. If you're if you're looking for something really exciting for On Demand.
Good stuff. That is Minority Report, and you can see on All 4 right now. Just before we let you go, James, couldn't let you go without getting you to share a little thought or two about the sad news this morning of the passing of the TV star, entertainer, Bernard Cribbins, passed away at the age of 93, we've heard this morning.
Yes, incredibly sad, and I think it's obviously bittersweet, but I think you look back on a career, and it's always sort of heartening where you don't really know where to start with the successful roles. I mean, modern viewers will know him from Doctor Who, but of course he was in the Carry On series. He was in the Railway Children, which we only looked at a little while ago due to the release of the sequel. He worked with Alfred Hitchcock in the film Frenzy, Fawlty Towers. So many incredible classics, a real staple of British TV, British film. He of course appeared in another role in the earliest one of the earliest Doctor Who stories, Daleks Invasion Earth, which only just had a re-release in cinemas. Just a staple of British TV and film, as I say, and worked well into his 90s, which I think is a better testament than any as to what an incredible actor he was.
Nice words, James. Appreciate that. Thanks very much indeed. James Luxford for us, our movie critic in Stratford-upon-Avon, paying tribute to Bernard Cribbins, the BBC's David Sillitoe, looking back on the life of the TV star and entertainer.